7 days before an Amish wedding, the bride's family home transforms from normal household into a spotless venue capable of hosting 300 guests for an all-day celebration. No wedding planners, no rented venues, just family, community, and back-breaking work that turns an ordinary farmhouse into temporary church and reception hall combined. Before week, the wedding date was announced at church service 2 weeks ago, the traditional method of notifying the community that a couple will marry. Today, 1 week before the ceremony, the reality of what lies ahead begins settling on the bride's family as they realize their home must transform completely within 7 days. Hand-delivered invitations reach extended family members living in other settlements. These simple notes contain only essential information: names, date, location. No RSVP cards or registry information. Guests either attend or they don't, and they'll bring useful household items as gifts rather than purchasing from predetermined lists. The bride's mother finalizes the menu with help from experienced women who've hosted weddings before. The dishes never vary from tradition: roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, stuffing, noodles, vegetables, and numerous pies and cakes. The quantities, however, require careful calculation. 300 guests eating substantial meals demand precise planning. Volunteer coordination begins informally through community networks. Women commit to specific cooking tasks. Men agree to help with furniture moving and bench setup. No formal spreadsheets or planning apps, just verbal commitments that everyone will honor without reminder or enforcement. Deep cleaning. 6 days before the wedding, the cleaning operation begins in earnest. This isn't routine housekeeping, but intensive, deep cleaning that transforms every surface to standards far exceeding normal daily maintenance. The entire family works from dawn until evening. Every window gets washed inside and out until glass appears invisible. Walls receive thorough wiping that removes accumulated dust and grime most households ignore year-round. Floors get scrubbed on hands and knees, not just mopped, but truly cleaned with brushes and substantial elbow grease. Baseboards that normally escape attention get detailed cleaning. Ceiling corners where cobwebs hide get cleared. Light fixtures get polished. Door frames get wiped. Areas behind furniture that will soon be moved receive the same scrutiny as prominent spaces. The standard isn't clean enough, but perfect. The home will function as church for the ceremony, and Amish churches, which meet in members' homes on rotating basis, maintain cleanliness standards that private homes don't typically achieve. Every visible surface must be spotless, because 300 critical eyes will notice any oversight. Modern couples hiring venue cleaners never experience this intensity. The Amish family knows that community judgment about their household standards will be rendered silently but definitively during the wedding. Furniture removal. 5 days before the wedding, the dramatic physical transformation begins as all furniture vacates the main floor. The living room, dining room, and any other spaces that will accommodate ceremony seating must become completely empty. Sofas, chairs, tables, cabinets, and decorative items all get carried out. Some items move to bedrooms upstairs that won't be used during the ceremony. Larger pieces go to the barn or to neighbors' homes for temporary storage. Extended family and church members arrive with wagons to help transport and store the furniture. The kitchen remains functional but gets stripped to essentials. Only the stove, basic work surfaces, and minimal storage stay. Everything else moves out to create maximum space for the food preparation army that will soon occupy this command center. Rugs get rolled and removed. Curtains sometimes come down. Anything that might harbor dust or create cleaning difficulty disappears. The goal: completely open spaces with hard surfaces that can be cleaned to perfection and will accommodate rows of backless benches. Walking through the emptied house feels surreal. The familiar home becomes unrecognizable. Voices echo in the vacant rooms. The spaces look enormous without furniture defining their boundaries. This stark transformation marks the point where the wedding becomes undeniably real and imminent. Bench delivery. 4 days before the wedding, the church benches arrive by wagon. These same backless wooden benches serve Sunday worship services throughout the year, rotating among members' homes as each family takes their turn hosting the church. 40 to 50 benches get carefully unloaded and carried inside by a crew of men who've performed this task hundreds of times. Each bench seats 6 to 8 people uncomfortably but efficiently. Backless design allows dense packing that puts more people in less space than modern padded chairs could accommodate. The benches get arranged in precise rows throughout the emptied main floor. Men's seating occupies one side, women's seating the other. The gender separation that characterizes Amish worship extends to weddings. A center aisle remains open for the ceremony procession. The arrangement requires experience to optimize. Too much space between rows wastes precious capacity. Too little makes movement difficult. The men arranging benches rely on years of church setup experience to achieve efficient configuration. Once benches fill the space, the transformation from home to church becomes complete. The house that 3 days ago looked like a normal farmhouse now resembles a worship space that happens to have a kitchen attached. Food preparation. 3 days before the wedding, the massive cooking operation begins. 20 to 30 women from the community arrive at dawn, transforming the kitchen and any available workspace into a food production facility that will operate continuously for 3 days. The menu, while traditional and unchanging, requires staggering quantities. 60 to 80 chickens need roasting. 100 pounds of potatoes require peeling, cooking, and mashing. Stuffing ingredients measured in industrial quantities get mixed and baked. Noodles get made from scratch. Dozens of pounds of flour transformed into the egg noodles, traditional at Amish weddings. Vegetables from summer preservation efforts get retrieved from cellars. Hundreds of quarts of green beans, corn, and other produce canned specifically with this wedding in mind. The jars get opened assembly line style and their contents prepared for serving. The baking reaches remarkable scale. 30 to 50 pies of various types, apple, cherry, pumpkin, pecan, emerge from ovens running continuously. 8 to 12 large sheet cakes get baked, cooled, and frosted. 40 to 60 loaves of bread come from ovens, providing the fresh bread essential to proper Amish hospitality. No commercial caterers, no restaurant partnerships, no grocery store prepared foods. Every item gets made from scratch by community women who've prepared wedding food their entire adult lives. The skill and coordination required to produce restaurant quantity food in home kitchens proves remarkable. Outdoor preparation. 2 days before the wedding, attention shifts outside where the property must accommodate 150 to 200 buggies, 300 people, and the coordinated chaos of a major community gathering. The yard receives meticulous mowing and trimming. Every weed gets pulled. The grass must look perfect because guests will walk across it repeatedly. Pathways from parking areas to the house get cleared and sometimes graveled if mud seems likely. Men construct temporary hitching posts and rails where horses will stand during the 4 to 6 hour ceremony and meal. These posts must securely hold multiple horses, animals that outweigh humans by thousands of pounds and could create dangerous situations if inadequately restrained. A parking area gets designated and marked. The buggies will line roads surrounding the property and fill any available field space. The coordination happens without official parking attendants. Arriving families simply follow the pattern established by earlier arrivals. Outbuildings receive cleaning and organization. The barn must be presentable since guests will see it when retrieving stored items. The summer kitchen, if the family has one, gets prepared for supplemental cooking and food storage. Porta potties arrive, one of the few modern concessions to practicality. While Amish bathrooms exist, they cannot accommodate 300 people efficiently. The rental toilets acknowledge reality without compromising principles. If weather threatens, tents may get erected for overflow seating or to protect food-serving areas. The outdoor preparation must account for worst-case scenarios while hoping for best-case conditions. Table setup. The day before the wedding, The dining infrastructure gets assembled. 8 to 10 long tables get constructed from boards laid across sawhorses, temporary but sturdy dining surfaces that will seat 30 to 40 people each. White tablecloths, borrowed from throughout the community, cover the rough boards, creating surprisingly elegant dining surfaces from utilitarian materials. The tablecloths don't match. Some families contributed cotton, others polyester, in varying shades of white, but the overall effect creates a ceremonial atmosphere appropriate for celebration. Place settings for 300 people get arranged. The dishes, glasses, and silverware come from dozens of households, none matching but all clean and functional. Women who've attended many weddings know exactly how to arrange settings for efficient serving and eating in the crowded conditions. The tables arrange in specific patterns learned through tradition. Primary tables for immediate family and honored guests receive prominent placement. Additional tables accommodate community members in rough order of age and family relationship to the couple. Multiple shifts will eat, since not everyone fits at tables simultaneously. The women organizing dining understand the choreography. First shift eats, while second shift waits. Then tables get cleared and reset for the next group. The process will repeat 3 or 4 times until everyone has eaten. Modern wedding reception seating with assigned tables and place cards seems elaborate compared to this practical approach. Final touches. Wedding morning begins at 4 a.m., 3 hours before guests will arrive. The family rises in darkness for final preparations that must be completed before the first buggy appears in the lane. Last-minute cleaning addresses any overnight dust or disturbance. Floors get swept again. Surfaces receive final wipes. Windows that might have collected overnight condensation get cleaned once more. Food preparation reaches its conclusion. Items that couldn't be completed yesterday get finished. Dishes that require last-minute heating or assembly receive attention. The kitchen operates at maximum capacity, with women coordinating complex timing that will result in hot food available precisely when needed. The family dresses in their wedding clothes. The bride wears a new dress in blue or purple, traditional Amish wedding colors that she sewed herself over recent months. This dress will serve as her Sunday church dress for years to come. No white gown purchased for single use, no elaborate hairstyling or makeup, just clean, neat appearance with her prayer covering positioned perfectly. The groom arrives with his family at 8 a.m., dressed in his Sunday black suit and white shirt. He looks identical to how he looks every other Sunday, except perhaps slightly more nervous. By 8:30, the home stands ready. 7 days of transformation complete. Guest arrival. At 8 a.m., the first buggies begin appearing. Over the next 30 minutes, 150 to 200 horse-drawn vehicles converge on the property in coordinated arrival that somehow avoids chaos despite no traffic control. Men drive to designated parking areas, unhitch horses, and secure them at prepared hitching posts. The horses will stand patiently for hours, a testament to training and temperament. Young boys often get assigned horse-watching duties, ensuring animals remain calm and watered throughout the day. Women and children enter the house, navigating to their traditional seating areas without direction or confusion. Everyone knows where they belong. Young, unmarried people sit together in sections reserved for their age group. Families with small children position themselves near exits for quick departure if babies fuss. Elderly community members receive the best seating, closest to the ceremony action, requiring least walking. 300 people file into a space that yesterday was a normal home and 3 days ago contained living room furniture. They settle onto backless benches, arranging themselves in the gender-separated pattern that will remain throughout the 4-hour ceremony to follow. The transformation from empty house to filled church happens in 30 minutes through coordination learned over lifetimes of similar gatherings. Post-ceremony. The ceremony ends around noon after 4 hours of German hymns, scripture readings, and solemn vows. Immediately, the space must transform again, from church back to home, and specifically into dining facility for 300 hungry guests. Men quickly rearrange benches while women uncover food that's been kept warm through carefully managed timing. Some benches get stacked and removed. Others reposition to create aisles, allowing servers to move efficiently. The tables set up yesterday now get loaded with food in quantities that seem impossible. Platters of chicken, bowls of mashed potatoes large enough to bathe infants, vegetables in serving dishes that require two